Well, we're still waiting on our first real sighting of snow, kids and adults alike. You know, there's something just magical about it during the winter. So while we wait, we have a way of making our own.
With us here in the DelmarvaLife kitchen is Bradley Hartle. He is a UMES Extension 4-H STEM educator. Thank you for joining us. What are we doing?
Thanks for having me back. So we are going to make our own version of a snowstorm here in a jar. So you need a couple things. It's pretty easy stuff you can get at grocery stores, Hobby Lobby, things like that. You need a little bit of white acrylic paint, baby oil. You can also use a vegetable oil. It just gives a slightly different color. Water, and then Alka-Seltzer tabs. And you just need to make sure they're kind of the chalky ones. They don't have much of a coating, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to put you to work first, Jimmy.
All right.
So what I need you to do is put a couple drops of the paint into the water, and then we can recap it and just kind of swirl it around.
Just a little. You don't want much.
And then we're going to see if I can open. Hey, first try.
There you go.
I'm going to hand these to you.
Okay.
If you can fill this about halfway up with the baby oil.
Okay.
There's 2 drops. You sure that's enough?
Add a little bit more.
One more.
So this is obviously...
Let's do like 5 more drops.
Let's do 5 more drops.
Yeah.
So when we do get a snow day, this could be something that you could do with the kids inside on a day off?
This could be something that you could do any day. If you really have a craving for snow in the middle of summer, go right ahead and do it. Potentially, if everyone at home does it in the next 12 hours, maybe we can magically change the weather. I don't know.
Snow across Delmarva, thanks to DelmarvaLife.
We can maybe do a movie, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs type of thing.
I like that.
We'll give it a try.
Ooh.
That'll work.
That's good. I love the smell.
That way you don't have to use too much of those wrist muscles. So with the Alka-Seltzer tabs, you just want to make sure they are kind of that chalk style.
Right.
Mainly, if I can get them out of here, you're going to be breaking them open. I'm going to use the lid so we don't make too much of a mess. You want to break them apart and make them into kind of smaller pieces, not super big.
Yeah.
If you put a whole Alka-Seltzer tab in, it's going to make too many bubbles, which I'll explain when we actually get it together. So it makes it a little bit too dark.
Okay.
So we want to slowly add the paint into our baby oil.
Why slow?
Because if we do it a little bit too fast, it will start to try and cloud up, and you'll have to wait a little while for it to actually settle back out.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Right.
so what you're doing is, one of the first things you can kind of teach about or learn about is density.
Right.
So in this case, the acrylic paint is water-based. So it adheres to the water that's in it.
Yeah.
So that's why it makes a nice kind of milky look. The baby oil is less dense. So it's going to float to the surface. The water in the paint goes to the bottom.
Gotcha.
Same kind of thing as when you're trying to clean a pot that you've used vegetable oil in, the water and oil try and separate. They don't want to come together.
Right.
So you go into density. If you go into some of the more high-tech, high-level kind of science, you can start to go into how the molecule bonds work, the positive negative charges.
I was going to ask him, how does this deal with STEM? But boy, it does.
Yeah, you didn't need to ask him that.
No.
So in the case of water molecules, they want to try and actually attract each other.
Yeah.
So that's why as you freeze them, they get closer together. When you heat them, they start to go farther
smaller
apart.
Gotcha. Okay.
Whereas the baby oil, it actually repels each other. So it's kind of like a magnet in a sense.
All right.
Because of their positive negative charge, the charge with the water, they want to come together.
Let's make
the
snowflakes.
baby oil
I want to make snowflakes.
goes away.
Show me how to make snowflakes.
So, since you're gung-ho, let's put it over here. I'm going to give you this tab.
Okay.
All right? And then just drop it right in the middle.
Just drop it in. Do I need to put the lid on?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Drop it right in there.
Right in the middle. So.
And then we'll slide this back into the middle for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to hand you a tab.
Oh, I get to do it too? Okay, just go ahead and drop it in anywhere or in the middle.
And then, so as the tablets actually fall in.
Oh, they're falling. I see the snowflakes.
When they hit the water, what's happening is the Alka-Seltzer tabs will actually cause a chemical reaction to release carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide then being less dense than both the water and baby
paint.
oil
Well, baby oil.
tries to raise to the surface,
To the top, okay.
but it's also making a bubble, so it traps some of that paint.
Right.
So it raises to the surface, so you see the bubbles start going up. As they hit the surface, the carbon dioxide then breaks apart. Carbon dioxide floats out, the
bubble
paint and the
pops.
water, then being more dense, tries to fall back
Paint
to the
falls
bottom.
as a snowflake.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And if you want to add a little bit to it, you can add like a food coloring, like a blue food coloring. It'll give kind of that indication of like the sky, that kind of thing
Okay.
to it. But you can kind of change out the color if you want to make it not a snowflake, change the season, that kind of thing. But it's also the same kind of mentality that a lava lamp works on as well.
STEM is good for all things.
Yep.
Wow.
How about that?
It snowed in Historic Studio D this Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Stick around. Delmarva Life will be right back.